Clarkson's farm staff on life working with Jeremy Clarkson. The former Top Gear host bought Diddley Squat Farm in Chadlington in 2008 and then also purchased the Farmer's Dog Pub in Asthall last year. After naming both from their previous titles, he set about employing staff, with many Oxfordshire locals now working at the spots. Those who work or have worked with Mr. Clarkson at the farm have recently praised the TV star online, giving an insight into what he's like away from the cameras. One Reddit user, engaging in a discussion about working with the Top Gear star, said, "Met Jeremy, Lisa and Gerald last week whilst I was taking part in something being filmed for season 4. They're all lovely. I walked into the office where they always sit to discuss farm business on the show, and Jeremy was sitting in his chair, having a cup of tea or coffee. He was more than happy to chat, and we even ended up talking about scenes from the movie Airplane for some reason. We spoke several more times throughout the day, and he happily let me have a photo taken with him despite it being a busy schedule." Last year, a Diddley Squat staff member, who wished to remain anonymous, spoke with the Oxford Mail during a busy weekend at the farm. "I've been working here well over a year and I do enjoy it, to be honest, because you meet completely different people from all over the world and all around the UK, they previously said. Jeremy and Caleb come up every now and then and chat with us and check that we're all right. Jeremy is just really funny, but he takes things seriously if we struggle with anything, which is nice, but he is just really funny and makes us feel comfortable." Caleb Cooper meets F1 star at Grand Prix, and sums it up with one word. Caleb Cooper met an F1 star at the Grand Prix, and summed it up with one word. The Clarkson's Farm star has risen to fame in recent years thanks to the hit Amazon Prime series, which was released in 2021. Since then, the star has appeared in all 3 subsequent series, including the 4th iteration, which was released earlier this year across May and June. The series gives an insight into life on Jeremy Clarkson's farm in Chadlington, and more recently his pub, The Farmer's Dog. Mr. Cooper and Mr. Clarkson both attended the F1 Grand Prix in Silverstone at the weekend, with the latter branding it fantastic. On Sunday, Mr. Cooper shared a picture on Instagram of him and Oscar Piastri grinning, with the caption, "Team." The day before, the 27-year-old shared a video on his Instagram story of him playing pool at the Light in Banbury, which is just a 30-minute drive from the racetrack. Mr. Piastri lost out on a win to Lando Norris at the motorsport event. Mr. Norris is now just 8 points behind Mr. Piastri at the midway stage of the season following the British driver's maiden win on home turf at a rain-lashed Silverstone. Mr. Norris delivered a composed performance before taking advantage of Piastri's 10-second sanction for his erratic braking behind the safety car. Mr. Piastri felt hard done by with the stewards' verdict, but McLaren team principal Andrea Stella expects the Australian to bounce back from the punishment. Mr. Norris's title hopes appeared in tatters after he crashed into Piastri in Canada. But just 3 weeks on, the championship momentum is firmly with the 25-year-old after he followed up his win in Austria with another victory on Sunday, the first time in his career he has sealed back-to-back wins. McLaren driver Oscar Piastri during the British Grand Prix at Silverstone Circuit, Northamptonshire. Image: Bradley Collier PA Wire. Mr. Norris now has 4 victories to Mr. Piastri's 5 this season, with 4-time world champion Max Verstappen third in the standings but now 69 points off the championship pace. Norris's celebrations in front of a record 168,000 spectators at Silverstone were briefly halted when a photographer fell on him and he received a small cut to the nose. However, Mr. Norris was able to take to the Silverstone fan stage to lap up the adulation of the British crowd alongside Mr. Piastri and McLaren chief executive Zak Brown late on Sunday night. "It's 2 wins in a row, but they've not come easy by any means," said Mr. Norris. "We've had good fights, but they're pretty strenuous, exhausting weekends because you're fighting for hundredths and thousandths of a second and you're fighting for perfection in every session. I'm also going up against some pretty good drivers. So, it takes a lot out of you, especially when you have a race like Sunday." Mr. Norris will return to action for the Belgian Grand Prix on July 27 ahead of the concluding race before the sports summer break in Hungary a week later. James May calls Jeremy Clarkson his nemesis in latest swipe. Top Gear star James May has taken a swipe at his former co-host Jeremy Clarkson. The 62-year-old fronted the BBC motoring show along with Oxfordshire farmer Jeremy and Richard Hammond for around 13 years. And then the trio went on to present the Grand Tour at Amazon Prime Video for 6 series. The trio eventually went their own ways in the final Grand Tour episode 1 for the road in 2024. When asked by The Guardian in a recent interview who his nemesis is, the TV presenter said, "Honestly, it's probably Jeremy Clarkson." James also revealed he has often been mistaken for Jeremy by people in the street. He said, "I have been mistaken for Alan Davies. I've been told I look like King Theoden from Lord of the Rings. Robert Plant is very flattering. Billy Connolly is flattering. Unfortunately, quite a few times when I've been out walking or riding my bike around London, I've been mistaken for Jeremy Clarkson. I have to go home, examine myself very deeply and think, what have I done?" Like Jeremy, James has a pub. He is the half-owner of the Royal Oak in Swallowcliff, Wiltshire. Jeremy owns the Farmer's Dog off the A40 in Asthall, near Burford. Alongside these boozers, both men have alcohol brands to their name too, with James setting up James Gin in 2021 and Jeremy setting up Hawkstone, the latter of which has been named one of the fastest-growing independent businesses in the Southwest.